purpose of the Shahid Parvez Khan Academy of Music truly is to make the world know that Shahid Parvez Khan Sahab, we call him Ustad Ji, is accessible to the world. He's here, he's available, and he's teaching regularly.
Ustad Shahid Parvez Khan is a 7th generation sitar player. What you get from there is hundreds of years, 7 generations of distilled essence of Indian classical music. We have people from all across the world, people from Beijing do Skype lessons. We have rock musicians who've been learning since the 60s. We have people who are lawyers or doctors or you name it, from every profession. It's just an amazing melting pot of perspectives, talents, different levels. It makes for an amazing experience.
The methods of teaching of teachers from SPK Academy are designed in such a way that they actually fit any level of musical background.
We're all infected with a certain feeling, right? Where it's music that's coming from one person, and we're all connected at that point in time.
You find musicians that are virtuoso performers. You find musicians who are great teachers, but it's very rare to find both in one person.
It's very difficult to make anything beautiful come out of an instrument, but that's the beauty of Ustadji, is he can help you do that. He molds you into a beautiful musician.
His bars of expectation are so high, and he knows how you can reach them.
I've never had a teacher with so much devotion and caring when they teach. And you can sit down with somebody that's picked up the sitar for the first time or has been playing for several years and give the same amount of care, patience, devotion, encouragement.
There are so many different ways that we get to learn. We get to come to Shivers and spend quality time with Ustadji and learn from him in person. And when we're not able to come, it's so fantastic to be able to take Skype lessons.
Typically, you start off by taking some introductory lessons via Skype or in person. You can do either. Then you can take group workshops.
Our most famous ones are Shivers and Riyaz sessions, where a bunch of people come together for 3 or 4 days and basically live with the Guru. Not just learning, but also spending time with their Guru, seeing how he was taught.
Hi everyone, sorry for that technical difficulty. I think this is just the reality of being virtual, but I wanted to say a big welcome and good afternoon to everyone. I'm Fiona Coffey, Associate Director for Programming and Performing Arts at the Center for the Arts, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you to our 45th annual Navaratri Festival. Tonight, world-renowned sitar virtuoso Ustad Shahid Parvez Khan joined us for a presentation of Raag Bhimpalasi, followed by a moderated discussion with sarangi player, vocalist, and Wesleyan doctoral candidate in music, Suhail Yusuf. And I think we'll try to maybe play that full video for you, for those of you who are unable to see the entire amount, maybe at the end of the presentation. So this cherished Navaratri festival joins our Wesleyan dance, music, and film departments with our larger community to celebrate traditional and diverse forms of Indian art and culture. We have had an incredible lineup this fall of music, dance, and film with artists who have joined us virtually from all over the world. If you missed some of these presentations, you can find them on the CFA YouTube page. This festival is presented by the Center for the Arts, the Wesleyan Music and Dance Departments, with leadership support from the Madhu Reddy Endowed Fund for Indian Music and Dance. Additional support comes from the Raga Club of Connecticut and the John B. Higgins Memorial Fund. Before we begin this afternoon, we'd like to acknowledge that Wesleyan is located on Wangunk land. The Wangang are the indigenous residents of land on both sides of the Connecticut River, including Mattabesset, now known as Middletown. We recognize and respect the relationship between the Wangang and this land as we work towards a more equitable community for all. All who come here are welcome in this space today. Please feel free to put your names in the chat along with the land you're located on. We'd love to see who's listening and who's out there right now. And if you don't know what indigenous land you're located on, you can find out the information here in the link that we'll put in the chat. And with that, I would like to turn it over to my esteemed colleague, Balu Subramanian, our professor of music.
Good afternoon. I'm B. Balasubramanian, and I'm an adjunct associate professor of music here at Wesleyan University. Thanks to Fiona for her welcome address and introduction. We are all excited and looking forward to a great performance by Sitar Maestro, Ustad Shahid Parvez Khan, and a Q&A session with him, moderated by our PhD candidate and a traditional Sarangi player, Suhail Yusuf Khan. On this occasion, I would like to share some information on the Indian music and the Navratri festival at Wesleyan. The Indian music program at Wesleyan goes back to the 1960s under the guidance of Bob Brown, who was an ethnomusicologist and studied Mridangam from T. Ranganathan. The latter was the first visiting artist at Wesleyan in 1962. Wesleyan curriculum on Indian music focused on performance and research. John Higgins, Matthew Allen, Jody Carmack, Vishwanathan, David Nelson, David Reck, and other scholars who have contributed to Indian classical and non-classical music research. Wesleyan used to offer courses in both South and North Indian music, but the South Indian music program continues to date. Past teaching faculty includes Kalyana Krishna Bhagavatar, Dr. S. Ramanathan, Ram Chakravarti, Krishna Sanyal, Lakshmi Ganesh Tiwari, and one of the world's finest dancers, T. Bala Saraswati. T. Vishwanathan and T. Ranganathan joined as a full-time faculty in 1975, and T. Vishwanathan instituted a formal Navratri festival in 1976. He formatted the festival so that it included both South and North Indian classical and non-classical music and dance. This tradition continues with the help of the music department and the CFA. Again, I invite you all to enjoy this season's final day of Navratri Festival at Wesleyan. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Namaskar. Hello, everyone. My name is Suhail, and I am beyond humbled and honored to be given this opportunity in leading and moderating a Q&A with our eminent artist today. But before we go there and start delving into some of the musical ideas he was showing us, I would like us to take a moment and just reflect back on what we just heard, which was the rendition of Raag Bhimpalasi. And that brings us to our first question, which is, what is Raag really? And I'd like to answer that question by saying that, as scholars have said, Raag is not a mode, not a scale, but a Raag are these highly structured melodies which are designed to heighten the state of mind of a listener, or color rather. And as Harold Powers says, and Richard Wittes as well, that Raag comes from the Sanskrit word ranj, which literally means color. So the idea is to make music at a level where it starts showing its affect with an A. And affect is a parallel theory to what we call in our discipline of Hindustani, which is the North Indian art music, Tasir and Asr. Tasir comes from an Arabic word, which means an impression or trying to work on an impression. On the other hand, Asr is impression itself. And what we saw in that video, that Ustad Shahid Parvez Khan Sahab was strategically dropping the catchphrases of Raag Bhimpalasi in order to move our minds beyond our expectations, beyond our imaginations, which is affect. And he was doing it with a concept of mathematics approached in his music, with a concept of etiquettes, which is adab-e-mausiki or adab-e-mausiki, and also spirituality. So sticking with the theme of emotions, affect, spirituality, etiquettes, I would like to open the floor, this virtual floor, by calling upon one of the greatest maestros of this century, one of the greatest philosophical and intellectually awakened mind in Hindustani music, with a heart of a humanist secular, with the love of such a caring guru or teacher. And he is such a father figure to our young generation right now. And without any further delay, I would like to call upon Ustad Shahid Parvez Khan Sahab. Khan Sahab, namaskar, adab.
Adab, namaskar.
Thank you so much for joining us on this rather Sunday morning. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much for sending this video along to us. And oh my God, I am in a state of trance. I am in a state of, as they say in yoga, shavasana. Beautiful. So Hasab, just to break the ice, and before we delve into these esoteric concepts of music, I would like to begin with asking you a question. Why did you choose the title Ibadat for your rendition of Raag Bhimpalasi?
As you know that all the ragas are associated with some particular rasa or mood. So Raag Bhimpalasi, and before I explain this, let me tell you that there is a description about different ragas in the book, but it can vary from artist to artist. It can be devotional for somebody, it can be romantic for somebody. For me, Raag Bhimpalasi, what I felt about this rag, about this raga's rasa, to me it is devotional. And not only that, the other thing is, while playing this raga, I was connected there where should I be and from where my music comes from, you know. So that is why, you know, it was like a prayer, it was like an ibadat. So
and that definitely comes across.
So that was the reason.
Wow, beautiful. And so very well said that an emotion, an expression, and ras, which is the nectar of our rag, can vary from musician to musician. It totally depends on how you are executing it.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So Hasab, you are a 7th generation hereditary musician of a great lineage, of a great line of musicians who've worked so dedicatedly and not only evolved the instrument sitar and got it to the status where it is today, but you've also worked on evolving the music of the sitar itself, right? So tell us a little bit about what does it mean to be a hereditary musician, a khandani musician, a gharanedar musician in today's world?
First of all, I should be very grateful to God to born in this family, and I'm also grateful to be in music. When I was initiated, I think I was not more than 3 years. I didn't know about this because when I started, so I was thought that it is just a fun, or like it's like a play or like something. I didn't know that it is going to be that serious. I didn't know anything about music, and I didn't know that it is going to take my whole life, you know. But then after some time, when I spent some time with music, when I started playing sitar, actually I started with vocal music. My grandfather started me with the vocal music, vocal khayal in Bhairo. That was also a devotional, like ibadat. The bowl was Allah hi Allah. It was all about Allah, phrase of Allah, God. So I started with vocal music, and then I started playing sitar. After some time, Slowly I started liking it. Then I was in love with sitar. So that's why I am very grateful that I was born in this family. I was born in music, in the atmosphere of music. And my father used to tell about my grandfather, great grandfather, and so on, how great they were and what they did in music, how dedicated they were in the music. So all this, and generally you didn't ask me, but generally people ask me that what was your challenge, what was your expectation. Actually, I didn't care about any expectation, any other's expectation, because my own expectation with me was so high. So I wanted to do something like what my grandfather or great grandfather or my uncle, they all did. So I didn't ever care about any other's expectation. My own expectation was and is so high, and I want to, just continue my journey. Because I understood after some time, first I was in search of a goal, but slowly I understood that there is no goal, there is only way. You have to just continue your journey.
Wow. Wow, wow. That is so inspiring to hear. And I mean, when you are growing up, this is the time when you have your uncle, Ustad Vilayat Khan Sahab, the doyen, one of the doyens of your lineage. Then his brothers, your own cousins, they're all fantastic maestros of their time. And to deal with that pressure, but as you said that you didn't really feel any goal or a pressure, but you were kind of just working towards what you want to do. And it's just amazing that in that rather highly challenging times for you, you carved out a niche for yourself. Beautiful. And so in today's time, Khasab, we have so much of information through social media, internet, and there is this race to be unique and create an identity. How do we balance, I mean, keeping our own roots and also try to be aware of these worldly, sophisticated subjects in order to sustain as a musician? I know in many of your interviews you say that human beings are unique themselves, that they shouldn't try to be unique. So at first they should try to build their foundations on what has been done, and then the uniqueness will somehow come eventually, and that is so right. But I am also talking from the point of view of we're constantly living in this world of there is so much of accessibility to information. So how do we find a center?
You have answered half of my question, but I'll continue this. First thing, let me tell you about information. Generally, people are mistaken with the information. If they get information, they think that is knowledge. Knowledge is not a different thing. It comes from information only. But how? When you get the information, you have to understand it. Then it will come in you. You have to digest it. Then you have to understand it physically and mentally. And when you understood it, then you have to make it happen. Then when the thing will talk to you, like when I play bandish or composition, they talk to me. They tell me to play me like this. For that you have to reach that level. If you ask me how, it is not easy to just explain in words. For that you have to reach some level. So the information becomes knowledge, how I just told you. if you're little bit, reluctant, or you are thinking about something else, or like something else, meaning you are thinking that how should I make my identity, how should I be very good, or how can I be successful, you have to leave everything behind, just work on it. I remember one very good, very short story of 1 or 2 sentences I'll share with you. That somebody asked his guru that, Guruji, I want peace. What should I do? Actually, this will answer your question. So his Guruji said that, please repeat what you said. He said again, I want peace. So his Guruji said, first remove I. It's not good. It's ego. Then remove want. And peace is already there.
Beautiful, beautiful. You're in a way touching some extremely interesting topics which are so highly talked about in academic research these days, and some of them are, especially from the context of Hindustani art music, is Hindustani music's affiliation and connection to spirituality, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So
It doesn't have connection, but it is a very good media to connect it. That you have to do that. So for that, I always said one more thing, that if you are a musician by profession, it is not going to work. You have to be a musician by heart.
kya baat hai.
So it's a very simple and very good media to connect with the spirituality, but you have to do that. You have to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But don't try to be spiritual. Just try to be honest. Just try to merge in the music. And then you enter into the kingdom of spirituality. You don't have to do that.
Wow.
It is very difficult. These things are actually, I always tell that it is not possible to, explain in words. These are very difficult things, but if I can reach everybody what I want to say, even 10-20%, my work will be done.
Oh, well, your words, I think, are making a huge impact on us students of music, and they've helped us a lot. And the other day when I was speaking to you, I was telling you that often when you're kind of taking certain kind of a discipline to work upon, you come to a stage where there is no path, there is only darkness. And I have often reached that path, and I've sat down, and for hours I have heard you talk, and your words have come out alive and helped me so much. So there is definitely a presence of this philosophical, spiritual awakening in your music, in your lifestyle. So I'm also curious to know, do you read about philosophy? Do you read about spirituality? Do you practice some sort of a spirituality yourself?
I definitely heard so many things. I have read some books also. And more than that, I have understood that. If you read books and if you don't understand, there is no point. So for example, if you read, if you hear something, and if you can just apply even few percentage of that in your life, then it can happen. It's not impossible. But you have to be practical also in certain ways, try to at least. If you are trying, that is the first step, then you are able to do that, that is the second step, and then third thing will happen automatically, connect you with the spirituality.
Exactly, and that brings us to my next question, which is how do you connect the practicality of ilm to amal, which is how do you practice and connect both of them? Because often there is a argument that theory is separate to practicality, but we have seen through your own work and through your own ancestral works that you have delved into theoretical ideas as well and made them possible with practicality approached in it.
Actually, the theory and practical, they are connected to each other. For example, I'll give you a very good example. Like science and arts, they are both different subjects. But there is no science without art. There is no art without science. So be practical with that. The first thing is your honesty. Your honesty with music. You have to be very honest while performing, while teaching, while thinking, while sharing. So this is the only way, to be practical in a spiritual way.
Absolutely. And Hasab, you've also said that our music is limited at one point, but once you master the technicalities, it is infinite, which is always a problematic question for when Westerners try to get into our discipline, because for them and for any untrained pair of ears, Hindustani music is, or it comes across as a form of free improvisation. But when they get into it, they realize, oh, there are so many limitations, and it's just full of rules and regulations. So could you elaborate on that so that our listeners, our students here can actually get an idea what you mean by that comment of yours?
First thing, that music is not limited. The grammar of music is limited. So first let me tell you one thing, that if you are asked that what makes a good art, any art form, it will be a very difficult question to answer. But what I understood, that in your art, if there are two things, your emotions, imagination, and logic. So logic is limited, is in the boundaries. Imagination, emotion has no boundaries. So you have to find that balance. So if that balance is there in any art, that is a very good art to me. So your question was how you said that I rather said that the music is. I've never said that music is limited. The grammar is limited. If you learn grammar, then you learn music, then you start thinking. In music, it is saying that dekhya, sikhya, parakhya. So first step is dekhya. Dekhya meaning, it literally means dekhna, but in music it means sunna, to hear, to listen to music. That is the first step. Sikhya, learn. Parakhya, research. So the research is the final and last stage. So first you listen, then you learn. In learning, it covers also your practice, your mastering of your instrument, and you are fully ready to play music, because you have no limitation in playing, handling your instrument. You know the raga, you know tal, everything. So when people get all these things, they think that that's it. It is not true. You have just fulfilled your requirement. Now you are ready to play or sing music. Now your journey starts.
Yeah.
Then you start thinking. As soon as you start thinking, your boundaries are not that short. You can expand the boundaries, and there is no limit of that.
Absolutely. So very well explained, Hansa. Thank you. In the interest of time, I would like to ask one of my last questions, which is, what can we expect from Ustad Shahid Parvez Khan Sahab in the next coming months, years? What is your creative mind working upon? What are you looking for? What is your research?
I have said before that it is my journey. I'm always, doing something new. So we are working on so many new projects, and also so many rare ragas which are there in our Shastra and which are not very common. Some rare tals, ragas, and some different projects, and good music.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I could be sitting here and talking to you for days, and probably my question I would not finish. And but before we end this Q&A, I'd like to share a small little poem for you, which I researched upon and found it from the writings of Hazrat Amir Khusro, a 13th century Sufi poet who existed in Delhi, the city I come from. And there are many different translations, Hazab, of this poem, but whenever I hear your music, or I see you play, these are the couplets which comes to my mind and which comes in front of my eyes. So this is in your honor, in your dedication, a couplet by Hazrat Amir Khusro. And I will be reciting the Persian version of it, and then I'll translate it in English. And I apologize for my poor Farsi. Man tu shudam, tu man shudi. I have become you, and you me. Man tan shudam, tu ja shudi. I have become the body, and you the soul. Ta na guyad kasi pas azim, so that none hereafter may say that. Mandigaram utudigari, that I am someone and you someone else.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow.
So you become one with the sitar. You become the sitar. Which is the ultimate goal of a musician or of an instrumentalist, to make the instrument as part of your own body. Hansa, thank you so much for coming to Wesleyan University virtually, and we cannot wait to have you in person in the future and learn more about some esoteric Hindustani music concepts and try to demystify them. Thank you once again to your team, and also to your fantastic academy, which you are running in Phoenix, Arizona. We saw a small little video of that, which got cut short, but I think we'll be playing that again. Would you like to share a few words of your academy, Hansa, before we leave?
Yes, because this is my place where I teach. This is my dream of music, where we teach, and the way I was learned, I try to teach at the same with the same procedure which we call Guru Shishya Parampara. So, if anybody wants to share my music, learn my music, they can join my academy.
Yes, absolutely. It's a blessing for us to have an artist of your stature available and accessible in North America. And is there a website, Khan Saab, which we can?
Yes. spkacademy.org.
Got it. We will also put it in the subtitles of the video. Great. And what you are doing in your academy is also the larger argument of ethnomusicology, is that learn music as a lived experience. So you are actually living the experience, learning music as a lifestyle, and that's exactly what you're doing. You're teaching them all these esoteric, theoretical, sophisticated, complex ideas, but with a sina basina talim, which is you sit in front of the guru and you inherit, you grasp all the vibrations. Fantastic. I think this is one of the most unique opportunities for students, not only sitar, but Hindustani music overall in general. Okay. Thank you so much, Khan Saab.
Thank you.
I wish you all
I'm
the best.
very glad that you asked such a nice questions and valuable questions, which are not very common. And I was very happy with this interview. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Khan Saab, you make this happen. It's because of your work, your research, your contribution to the field, which ended up in resulting such kind of questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great Sunday. Bye.
You too.